Oh, hey. My name is Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards. 1 second here. I'm going to start off the live by dropping my phone. That's a great way to start, right? If you want one of those boards of your own, you're right here to lifeskateboard.com and get one. Today we're going to be loading all the presses, shaping 10 boards in the other room, and then applying some graphics. So it's going to be a very long live today. I'm going to try my best to keep the phone charged. Whenever phone calls come in, it freezes up on me, so sorry about that. Sweaty Freddy, looking extra crispy today. Actually, I got a mustard stain right here. Oops. I was trying to be all nice today, and I went and got a gas station hot dog. I was eating it real careful, popped the lid open, and it went mustard all over me. But great Minus shirt here. Minus is a great local skate shop around here. I'm going to start pulling the layups for the wide, long, mellow, and standard. So let's get started with that. I'm going to pull all the faces for the wides now. We've got a ton of glue ready to go for some big orders, and then I'm going to be doing a third release for my signature shape. I'm loving my signature shape. Learning tricks that I didn't know I still had. Ooh. So we're going to pull 2 vertical grains called faces for each of these layups here. We're going to do 6 layups since they're all the same size. It's a good day. I just randomly grabbed the exact amount I needed. That's pretty nice. And don't forget, guys, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. If you want to support, that's a great way to do it. If you want to directly support, you can buy supers. If you buy a super, make sure you put in the note what you'd like me to write inside of a skateboard for you. I will write your note inside of somebody's board. They won't know. We'll know, but they won't know unless they're watching the live. Ooh. After this, we're going to pull crossbands and then do the same thing for 6 on the standard size. If you guys have any questions about board making, anything really, feel free to ask. Once I get to the chat, I'll be able to answer things. After 3 cores in the middle, we're going to throw 2 crossbands, which are horizontal grains, in there, giving you 7 plies of maple. We're going to be extra careful today because I ended up accidentally making a 6-ply and an 8-ply yesterday. It worked out, but I'd rather not do that again. Why do I have 7 of these? I don't really know. 4. Looks like I pulled an extra one. Oh well. I'm bad at counting today, guys. My bad. Alright. So we got 2 for the longs and 6 for wide. That was what it was. I drew So there's 6 and 2, and now we're going to pull standard layups. I'm sorry, I don't understand what that is, but I only speak one language and I don't speak it that well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're unfamiliar with us, this is Life Skateboards. We handcraft skateboards and do everything in-house. Today you're going to be watching me load up the presses, shape 10 boards, and hopefully get to doing some graphics. Some on the new 14 6-inch, the XXXL panhead, and the quadruple XL panhead. And then 2 of my shapes. I'm going to try my damnedest to keep the phone charged today. I don't think we're going to throw any ragers for my release or anything like that. I think what we're going to do is have a set amount, probably somewhere. I'm not even sure, maybe 5 or 10, where I do the graphics up really, really nice, sign and number them, and then they're available for everybody. I will say I am absolutely loving that board. I'm landing tricks I haven't landed since I broke my leg. Currently working on kickflip back crook, which is new to me. Suddenly tech stuff makes sense again. And I love it. All right, so we got 2 flow, 4 for standard, and we are good to pull that glue out and get started with the wides. Beer pong with water. We'll use milk. We'll pull one from the McPoyle's book and just use milk. Sound good? Actually, I can't drink milk. That's a bad plan. Almond milk. Does that work? All right. Let's throw some gloves on and we'll get started here. So here at Life Skateboards, we hand roll the glue on every deck. The reason for that is glue machine is going to miss your top and bottom plies since it gets both sides of the veneer. It also skips the crossband because of the likelihood of snapping the crossband inside. We want to give you full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard here at Life Skateboards. That's why we can guarantee against delam and all that fun stuff. Milk pong sounds disgusting. Yep, thank you, sweaty, for understanding my reference. Charlie Day is a rad person. Alright. The greatest song ever written was Nightman, in case you were all wondering. Crow's milk, yep. I'm no expert in law, but I'm an expert in bird law. We'll see how that works. The best banger out there. Nightman. I don't think I can sing that. I think it will come after me. Alright, so we got 6 to fit in the wides again. Like I said before, we are working on a potential pretty large order coming out of the wide press. So I've been fitting more in there than I normally do. This is the part people say is satisfying, and I will say I'm sorry if I can't respond to the chat as much. For some reason my eyes are not happy with me today and I'm having a hard time seeing. Skateboarding, yeah, I wish I spoke that language, bud. But yeah, we're making skateboards here. If you're unfamiliar with us, this is Life Skateboards. The if you have any questions about board making, anything like that, or how to get one of these, feel free to ask. We've got a website. It's lifeskateboard.com. You can choose from over 77 shapes, including popsicles, but we have some other shapes that aren't released yet, including my new signature shape and some gigantic 13 and 14 inch boards. I mean, we're right here. Charlie Day would do great in here. No, there's no fumes on this glue. It wouldn't work out too well. And if you are new to the channel, I'm an addict in recovery. I'm going to make jokes about that stuff all the time. I'm pretty open about my recovery, just hoping to help other people. But if you guys are interested as well, I uploaded a video yesterday. Me and my buddy Luke went out to Pennsylvania to hang out with Bam Margera. About 10 minutes into that video, there is a full interview with Bam Margera about sobriety, why sobriety worked for him, why sobriety is working this time for him, and the problems that he faced before. I really hope it helps some people given that perspective. What do I think of reinforced boards with carbon or other things? I think that it's pretty cool when a company does something extra to make their boards last longer. I personally don't like the flex of them or the really, really dangerous razor tail, but they're awesome. Sorry, getting a call from someone that definitely could hop on the live here to say something. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. That's really weird that they called me a couple times. Yep, sorry about that, guys. So whenever my phone blows up, which my phone's on Do Not Disturb, so that means somebody had to have called twice, it freezes up the screen for me, so sorry about that if that happens. Give me a moment here, actually, guys. Let me handle this. I'm gonna share this again. I'll be right back, guys. We're back. Whoever stuck around, you're awesome. Really sorry. We're back. Whoever stuck around, you're awesome. Really sorry about me stepping away for a second there. Just wanted to check on him. I was actually my buddy Luke from our trips. He had to have called twice for the call to come through. So I just wanted to be sure he was okay. He's fine. Just wanted to catch up with me. So he can get on the live here and catch up if you'd like to. Once again, sorry about that. Oh. But we were talking about carbon fiber decks and things like that. Like I said, a company that's doing extra to make their boards last longer, that's awesome. I think the industry could have just focused on figuring out where they went wrong on all wood construction to make boards last longer. And that's what we do here at Life Skateboards. I like the feel of an all wood construction board. Oh, Camden, I hope your brother gets better. At least he's in the hospital, though. That means he's in the right place for appendicitis, at least. Sorry for stepping away again. I won't be doing that for the rest of the live here. You should get that checked out, buddy. I'm not a doctor. I'm a board maker. Ooh. My favorite board is, well, first of all, I can't skate anything besides a life board anymore. These just, skating a sturdy, solid, handcrafted board makes everything else kind of feel like cardboard, in my opinion. But I just made a new signature shape. It'll be released really soon. The first sale of it already happened, and they're going to get the one out of the first print out of them. So, 1 second here, guys. I'm going to share this to another platform. Marwood is where we get our sheets. You guys are still staying here, but I got to type something to my boss here. All right, we're back. My live stream reached Brazil. You should have been on here yesterday. We had people from all over the world. I think it's because everybody likes board making. I hope so. Oh, but I hope that's the last time I have to respond to something on my phone during the stream. I'm not sure if I'll be live streaming tomorrow. I'm trying to finish all my work today so I can spend a day with my lady. We'll go to the dog park, the skate park, and all kinds of fun stuff. But maybe I'll go live at the dog park or the skate park. We'll see. Oh yeah, Brazil skateboarding is awesome. You guys have some amazing skaters coming out of there, especially if you've got some adaptive skaters that come out of Brazil that are extremely inspiring. Belgium, that's pretty awesome. You know what? There's only 112 people on here. Why don't you guys sound off on where you're at? That would be kind of cool to find out where this is reaching. If you guys didn't know, I am in New Palestine, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. Smack dab in the middle of the United States. Just so you know where I'm at. Well, thank you. This is, I hope you're enjoying watching this. We got California, Texas, Colorado. And I'm just taping up the ends here so when we put it in the press it doesn't slide around. Where else we got? We got Austria, Philly. I was just there skating FDR recently. Oklahoma, the UK. What do you use to cut your deck? You'll see in a little bit here. You're from Oz? Well, I can't think of anything I can wish for. I'm enjoying this right here. I guess wish, yeah, Darian, so I'm sorry, I'll explain it a little bit. So we have templates that we attach uncuts to after these are pressed. When these go in the press, they sit in there for 24 hours. They cure for 7 days. Then my boss, Sam, cuts out the shape on a template. He cuts off the majority of the material with a bandsaw and then comes back with a router bit to cut out the shape. There's a stack of 10 boards in the other room for me to finish shaping with the shape already cut out. And then about, I think there's 4 boards I'll be doing the graphic on if we get time to do that today. Yeah, we can do that for you, bud. Just if you would like, go to lifeskateboard.com or the Life Skateboards Instagram. That's Life 1010, Life Skateboards 1010. Contact my boss. and he's the one that does customs and things like that. We could probably cut it off of the wide or the long, or I'm sorry, the long press, or just see what we can get max out of a press for you. I'm sure we can do something for you. I love my job, yes I do. And it gets even more fun since I get to show you guys what I do here. This was a dream of mine, so really happy to be doing this. And really happy to share it with all you guys. Hey, thank you, Bobby. Bobby is rad, and he gets a note and a board. There you go. I wrote Bobby is rad inside there. If you guys buy a Super, make sure you put a note on there, and I'll write it inside of a skateboard. Oh, breaking bones. That's always fun. I snapped my fibula a few years back. But you can still try some low impact stuff if you want, man. Yeah, this is a hat from Low Card magazine. I won this in a contest in Fort Wayne, at Slam City for the Skate Bus Midwest contest. Yeah, so what you're watching me do right now is hand roll the glue on layups so they can go in the press. They'll be in the press for 24 hours and then cure for 7 days. And then in the other room, I've got a stack of 10 boards to shape and a few to apply graphics to. This is going to be a very, very long live today, I think. We roll the glue by hand because the glue machine would miss some of the plies. And we want to give you full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside your skateboard. And that's why we can guarantee against delay them here at Life Skateboards. And if you want one of these, just go over to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. Hey, what's up, Sunnyland? So these are all going to go in the wide press. As I've said a couple times, we're putting more into this press than we normally do. We're anticipating a potential big order coming out of this mold. So just trying to have everything ready since there's going to be a long cure time. Got 3 of those glued up, 3 more to go, and then we'll load up the press and move on to the next one. Yeah, so every board on this wall is a Life skateboard that's finished. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, you can check out over 77 shapes on the website. And then if you go to the Life Skateboards Instagram, which is Life Skateboards 1010, you can check out our shapes that aren't released on the website with instructions on how to get them. There you go. That's rad. I know the scene over there is really, really cool. See why I got cold feet? I don't know what you're talking about there, bud. Sorry. Oh, thank you, Brian. Oh, get a skateboard too, bud. And you know where to get them. What Brian's referring to is I uploaded a video yesterday of a trip out to Pennsylvania with my buddy Luke. We went to go hang out with Bam Margera, skate the castle, tour Pennsylvania, and And about 10 minutes into that video, there is a really good interview with Bam about his sobriety, why it didn't work before, why this time is different. And I think his explanation really should inspire people, give them some help. I'm sure seeing somebody like him on the path to recovery is really helpful. Well, thank you. Yeah, so most boards are going to come from the USA as long as they're high quality, and the reason for that is, or Canada as well. The reason for that is the maple that you need for skateboards needs to be Great Lakes area or Canadian maple, something with a long winter, slow growth. Those things add up to really tight grains. Maple is a very strong yet malleable piece of wood. So that's why it's used for skateboards. Tight grains make it less porous and more strong. So if the maple comes from here and it's shipped all over the place and then made, that's usually a problem. That's why, unfortunately, some of the Chinese factories like Dwindle, which went out of business, was making subpar boards for so long. One of the many reasons. But Dwindle's gone, so thank you for that. Oh, I just genuinely had no clue what you were saying, man. Oh, it is so good to see Bam happy and skating. Of course, bud. Yeah, it's something that a lot of people don't know about the skateboarding industry and manufacturing side of things, because the industry has outsourced production for a long time at the expense of quality for the customer. There's a lot of things that the industry does that we do a little different. We apply all of our graphics with Lino blocks to ensure a no-stress graphic application. The industry tends to use heat transfers, but heat weakens the bond between wood and glue. So we don't think that's a very smart idea. Regardless of how easy it is to do, we wouldn't really like to trade easy for quality. So we do things a little different around here. Silk screening is also a great graphic application process. We don't do that here, but I have a lot of respect for the guys that are doing it. I'm not making longboards right now, but we do make longboards at Live Skateboards. If you want a handcrafted longboard, go to our website. We've got 3 shapes, 2 concaves. Hi there, Shay. That's a pretty silly idea. So when someone goes pro, yes, skill and everything has to do with it. Bam had quite a bit of that. But marketability is a big part of it. And I would assume somebody that can get everything filmed themselves, edit everything themselves, has a crazy personality that gathers attention, and all that would be extremely lucrative for anyone to have on their team. That's probably where that came from. I think you're not a hater, you're just probably not thinking of the perspective of the skateboard industry. No emergency preparedness. You're about to see how these get pressed. They get pressed inside of a mold that's got 20-ton jacks under it. It's under pressure for 24 hours and then cures for 7 days. Thank you, man. And don't worry, you don't have to wait 7 days for me to shape them. We've got a stack in the other room for me to do. It's like I need a new glove. I really need to get some thicker gloves, but I want to kill this box first. And I'm sorry if you guys are kind of going pretty fast on the chat here. Sorry about it. Sorry about the live kind of glitch in there, guys. Unfortunately, Like when I get a scam call, it likes to glitch on me. I am not the owner of the company. I am the sole hourly employee. Sam Cook, who also cuts out the shapes, makes the templates, and applies the majority of the graphics, is the owner of the company. He started the company in 2012 after he had a skate shop in the early 2000s. Woodworker by trade, and brought me on probably coming on 4 years ago now. These are maple veneers. Yep, that would be where we get our wood. I'm sure. Actually, you guys watched me sort that big stack of boards from Marwood. Or I'm sorry, that big stack of veneer from Marwood. Here's a live from a week or two ago, doing that. Because I know when I came home from Pennsylvania, that was the first thing I did. Unload a thing of veneer for him. You shape them after they cure. It wouldn't make much sense to shape them while they're curing. Skate or die? Skate. That's a quote from an interview with Bam I posted yesterday. This is Tight Bond 2. Oh, that's rad, man. We do ship all over the world, but if you want to come through here, you definitely can get a board from us. The way ordering works from us is when you order a board, we make it for you. You want to cure, you want to put a lot of pressure on a piece of wood that's curing, cut it, which causes some type of friction heat while it's curing. That's not a good idea. That's why we don't do that. You want them to cure in a stack of their own concave to prevent snapback on the wood. I hope that part makes sense. If you don't understand what snapback or concave is, I will explain that to you while I'm pressing. Thank you, Ian. I appreciate you. Best wishes from London. That's rad. You guys have some cool parks over there. I just helped somebody clean out a house around here from London. Might end up going to go visit them. That would be pretty cool. I've never left the country. I'd love to do that one day. That's a super... Hi there, Ada Schmo. Super strange of you to say. This is a snake and this is a spider web. But if you're very concerned about the things that are on my face, that's fine by me. However, you can go over to my page and watch me skate if you'd like. Super strange thing to say. You're from Newfoundland. Oh, thanks guys. Yeah, if you enjoy what you're watching, double tap the screen for me so YouTube sees it. Thank you, Sonny. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. It's okay, James. We're here to make Otto's day a little bit. I think you're fully misunderstanding how I make skateboards here. So let me go ahead and explain it start to finish. Right now I'm going to glue all of the boards by hand. And they're over here. I've got about 45 minutes of playtime with this glue before it starts to set up. They'll be in the press for 24 hours, under pressure for 24 hours to attain their concave. Once they're out of the press, they'll go in a stack of their own concave to cure for 7 days, and then the shape is cut out. We don't want any warpage. We don't want any snapback on the concave. We want to make sure that your board is exactly how it's supposed to be when we do it. Hey, rocket ship. Woo! Correct, him. I'll show you in just a minute. 45 minutes of playtime. 4 to 5 minutes would be crazy. Hey, rocket ship face. Thank you. Guess who's getting rocket ship face rocks typed, written out on a board right here? Thank you so much for that. And remember, guys, if you buy a super, put a note on there for me to write inside of a skateboard. I used to write little motivational notes inside of all these. Now, if you want to, we can do that. Have your name in there, and you, me, everybody watching will know it, but nobody else will know. 4 minutes of playtime is crazy. I'd be moving so fast you couldn't see what I was doing. But I hope that all makes sense to you, him. And I'll show the presses in just a second. This is the last one I'm gluing up. They'll never know, though. Oh, well, I'm not going to charge you for a signature. So if you do order a board from us, and you put in the notes that you found us here and you want me to sign it, I love signing boards for people. It's never a position that I thought I'd be in my life, so I think that's really cool. Just make sure you put in the notes or contact me directly that you want it signed before it goes out. I have to communicate that with the boss man. That way I get the signature underneath the clear coat for you. 7 layers, Larry, but we can do 6 or 8. The website is lifeskateboard.com. And if you check out Life Skateboards 1010, there's going to be other shapes that aren't released on there. Correct. Yeah, some boards are 8. Some boards are 6. Our youth boards are a standard 6-ply. We have youth boards where the kicks are closer together, but it still has the same great concave that we're known for. All right, so I'm about to show you guys the presses, and then loading up the other 2 is going to take a lot less time. So these presses, now my boss has hand-carved press molds before. However, to make sure that the concave is consistent across multiple, we have them CNC cut. Yep. Yeah, I had to do... I had to worry about that. I had to write this website both directions because I'm going to be real honest. I don't understand YouTube that well, and I don't know what direction it's going to show you guys. Sorry, you're going to see some depression right here. Repression? Depression? I don't know. Either way, you're watching skateboards get made. So we're going to be able to fit 3 inside of each mold here. There's a plastic separator between them. Makes it easier to separate and kind of keeps the glue off of the press itself. I'm going to throw these 3 in here, align them, and then set the second mold in there. So alignment is extremely important on these. If the boards aren't aligned properly in the press, they're not going to be pressed properly, and we can't let that happen. All right, so there's 3 in there now. Throw the top separator on. And throw the center mold in. Make sure that's nice and aligned and centered. And this has been asked before, why would I try to align them? They will not self-align. So be careful, we don't want you to get hurt. Don't worry, I promise I won't get hurt doing this. Actually, just kidding. I'll slice my fingers open all the time. But I put my PPE on for the rest of all this. You guys never got to see me almost die in the shop. Instagram saw that before it got taken down, but there's a reason that you'll see me put my hair up on the next, the shaping steps. So this is kind of a tight fit for 6 of these, so you're going to see me wiggle this in there and then realign it. That's where this tape really comes in handy. That actually didn't go out of alignment too bad. Not at all. Nice. Alright, so these were originally hooked up to pneumatic jacks when we were at the shop in Muncie, Indiana. We haven't hooked the compressor up through everything yet. So we're just going to be raising these up by hand today. With pneumatic jacks, you've got to kind of wait for the timing between the pops. If you've ever used pneumatic jacks, you understand what I'm talking about. As it raises up, there's a popping sound. Forgot to tighten these down before the live. Because we don't have pneumatic jacks, I just pretty much go until both jacks can hold my body weight. Dang. So what you're going to watch for is a very minuscule amount of glue squeezing out the edge there. I've actually got my glue amount's pretty dialed down for this wide. You won't see too much, but you'll see a little bit. And once again, sorry I can't really see the chat all that well. My eyes aren't the best anymore. And the going back and forth between the jacks there, that's actually a tip from Lou Ross to kind of help evenly spread the glue out along the plies there. I'll drag you in here. This is maple, Great Lakes or Canadian maple. Wow, that's a lot of people in here. Congratulations for finding the live. If you're new to this is Life Skateboards. You can get one of these decks of your own at lifeskateboard.com. I need to work out. As we talked about before, we used to have pneumatic jacks hooked up here. We just need to hook the compressor around everything. We moved the shop and boards still have to be made, you know what I mean? So, all right. What's up, John? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Richard, you've found my account twice now. It's super weird that I've got people that are daily finding my page to say really weird stuff on it. But after some discussions, I'm just going to start kicking those people. Hi there, Gabbiano. We're not going to talk about any of that here. We're here to talk about board making. If you'd like to know anything else, you're welcome to ask me anything about board making. Not going to get baited into conversation. Yeah, thank you guys. Do you want to know where you're based out of? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? I'm liking this. Can I still do? Yeah, I actually just posted a tray flip on shorts right before I started this live. Once again, if you guys want to confirm my skating, you can just hop over there and check that out. We are located in Indiana, New Palestine, Indiana to be specific, 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. All right, now we're getting ready to do the long press. So if you go to lifeskateboard.com, you're going to see all of our prices. Popsicles are $70 without any customizations. You can make a popsicle real expensive. Adding wheel wells, extra plies, all kinds of stuff. But the shapes go up from there. We got twins in football is priced at $79. Funkier shapes like my signature shape for $99. And then there's some more expensive boards that come off of the 15-inch press. 140 shift on those. You'd have to go to the Life Skateboards Instagram for instructions on how to get those. Hi there, Liam. So you said you recently got a board that was that ended up cracking on your first rail slide. Now, was that a board from us, or was that a factory board? Because what you're watching right now is Life Skateboards being made, so these are craft boards. I've got a lot of negative things to say about factory boards that can probably explain why that broke. No, Zen, this is wood glue. I don't know. I don't know why it reminds you that. I know somebody commented on this. This is a hat from Low Card magazine. Won it in Fort Wayne. Finally saw another one when I was at Westside Skate Shop in Cleveland. That needs, there we go. So yeah, Liam, I mean, yes, boards that come from a factory generally are going to end up sitting on a warehouse shelf, and then a skate shop shelf, and then maybe making it to your feet one day. The other difference is going to be weak concave makes for a weak board. Concave or any curvature on a board gives it end-to-end strength. That's just physics. As well as heat transfers weaken the bond between the wood and the glue. A lot of boards have heat transfers. All kinds of factors that can add to that. So you said that there was a sheet that's cracked. That is correct. So inside of the press, the Type-On 2 can fill the voids. If there's an actual split that gets too big, I'm going to toss it to the side, but I've already sorted through these stacks before. You'll see what happens when those get tested a little bit here. And also the split on that one's outside of a shape, where it wouldn't be inside of the board. We've been making boards here since 2012. Not looking for advice, looking to explain things to you. Thank you, though. Say no to being a jackass. Anyway. Sorry, I'm a little mad. 7 layers standard in a board. You don't want cracks, you have OCD. Well, this is board making and woodworking. If you have OCD, you probably shouldn't be here. If that bothers you, I'm sorry. This is going to be a little messy. Things are going to be not very clean while I'm making stuff. That's how it is. So I apologize if these things are upsetting you, but I'm here to explain board making. And apparently struggle to start a roll of tape. The company is lifeskateboard.com. You can never deal with the dust. I definitely understand that. It's something that you kind of get used to all the time dealing with it. Oh, somebody forgot to put crossbands in a layup. Who could that have been? This guy. Yeah, it's just something you kind of get used to. Keep a little blower on you. Blow yourself off. Thank you, Sammy. I'm glad that you. I'm glad we can talk shit to each other, because that's how me and my friends all do. And I look at you guys as my friend. Why no mask? There is no fumes on Type Bond 2. Once again, we've been doing boards since 2012. I'm going to wear all the PPE required for each step of this. Here to give you info on board making, show you how the process works, and more like that. I'm not going to talk about Tim Pool. Sorry. I'm sure they're heat transferred and garbage, but you know, it's okay. I'm not going to talk about it. All right, that's fine. You can be my brother for life too. I got lots of brothers. And it's all you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you, Sammy. No, definitely not 33 inches. We've got a long press, a wide press, a monster press. We've got long boards. So check out our long panhead. That's going to be probably our longest board that we've got, but anything that comes off of the long press is going to be longer. I really hope all the specs on the website are accurate. I'll have to check with Sam on that. Be a little frustrated if they're not. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out at Stranger Casper on Instagram. When I get off the live here, I will happily help you with an order. And don't forget, guys, if you buy supers while I'm gluing, I'm going to put your note that you put on there on here. No, absolutely not, Barefoot USA. So heat weakens the bond between the glue and the wood. The industry likes to use heat transfers to transfer their graphics because it's super easy to do, and they don't really care about the damage that they're passing on to the customer. But we definitely don't use any heat here at Life Skateboards. Yes, JH, that's correct. Thank you, Barefoot. Thanks for giving me that. No, not at all. This is This is Sam Cook made the company in 2012 after he owned a skate shop for a very long time in the early 2000s. I joined a while ago. We aren't family, but he's one of my best friends now. So one of the few times in my life I've been able to say that my boss is my good friend. Of course, Barefoot. Thank you for asking the question to get me started on a rant about heat transfers. And don't forget, guys, if you want one of these boards of your own, go to lifeskateboard.com. Alicia, there's your shout out. If you want me to write a note inside of a skateboard, buy a super and put it on the note, and I'll do that for you. But I'll always read your name on there. If I catch the chat. For example, right now, I can't see a thing on there. My eyes aren't good from close-up. And I can't afford glasses, so. All right, 2 more are going to go into this press. But they're going to go into a different mold. So these are going to fit into the mellow press. No, sir, we are not hiring. I'd love to be full-time here. You guys pretty much see me clock in every time I go live and do a little bit of prep work. Make more sales, the company gets bigger, and I have to get to maybe make a living, not a surviving, you know what I mean? Lifeskateboard.com is where you can come here and make boards. Do you make tech deck skateboards? No, we don't. If you see the one in the background here, this was made by Robotop. It was designed after my first signature shape. We don't make fingerboards here. We've kind of tossed around the idea of other types of boards, but our main focus is skateboards. I'm very confused. Are you guys fighting in the chat now? Hi there, Theo. Don't ever apologize for your second language being not perfect. I only speak one, and I'm not the best at it. You're going to see me struggle with it. Our boards have 7-ply standard. Our youth boards have 6-ply standard. And you can always get a 6, 7, or 8-ply if you order from the website. We ship all over the world, and the website is lifeskateboard.com. Thank you guys for hopping on here. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please hit that like button for me. And then after the live today, head over to my page. I posted a tour video and a trip video with Bam Margera out in Pennsylvania. There's a good 5-minute interview with him about sobriety, and it's pretty awesome. I sure am living the dream. Woke up this morning, tested out my new signature shape at the skate park, came here and got ready to show you guys board making. I really do enjoy that I'm able to share this with so many people. Thank you, Alicia. 1/16th on the crossbands, 1/20th on the vertical grains. I'm very sorry, I got that flipped. 1/16th on the vertical grains, 1/20th on the crossbands. Sorry about that. So barefoot, the way that we apply our graphics here at Life Skateboards is with hand-carved linoleum blocks. So we have some set graphics. We can do cool stuff like roll the background, double print, use multiple blocks. But as far as like photorealistic customs, no, we do not do that. We want to make sure that there's no extra stress applied to your skateboard. I'm not seeing all this. Otto Shane, I'm very confused. What's going on in this chat right now? I guess I'm missing whatever you're accusing me of. It's just trying to shave some weight off. I will be very, very transparent here. I'm not the one that makes the orders. My boss is the one that filled all that out and figured out exactly what he wants on these, and that's Sam Cook. I've only been here 4 or 5 years, or about 4 years, and that's just not something that I have learned. Oh, Tio, that's really strange. So, Otto, I'm an addict in recovery. That's not ever something I sold. But I'm sorry if that happened to you, but if you're at risk of buying fake substances, maybe it's time for you to put down substances and look for sobriety. I talk about my experience with addiction quite a bit, hoping to help people with their sobriety. So whether you're being a troll or not, I hope you enjoy watching this. Maybe get a little bit of inspiration to better your life. But I'm here for it if you need it, bud. But if you continue to just cause problems, I'll just go ahead and kick you. We're here for board making, helping people, and more stuff like that. Of course, Otto. I really, once again, like sometimes, I don't know, I like to help people out that kind of come at me sideways every once in a while. Some of my best friends were people that tried to fight me once. So I figured that if I give you a chance to, stop trolling for a second and talk about what's bothering you, maybe you can turn your day around or maybe your life. I hope your son does, Myra. Does your son need help with sobriety? It's okay, Otto. Don't worry about it. Hey, we all have bad days. We all act a little different. Sometimes we just need somebody giving us a chance to turn things around. And especially if you thought that I sold you bad stuff, man. There is a bunch of, I know before I got sober, there was a bunch of really, really bad stuff floating around. And I know it got worse after I got sober. Not only for the benefits of my life am I glad that I got sober, but the chance of dying went way up when I got sober. So I'm real happy about that I quit. I'm not seeing hate. Yeah, that's true. So I actually thought for a little bit that I wouldn't be able to skate sober, and it really scared me. But after I got my balance back, because it took me a little bit, I started progressing and growing as a skateboarder because I started learning things and remembering how I did it. I remember seeing clips of me doing tricks I didn't know how to do because I blacked out afterwards. Oh, I'm so sorry, Myra. Well, here, I'm going to give you some advice from the addict that probably should have got left alone by his family at one point. You can only love an addict so much. Them choosing to get sober is going to be the thing that makes a change for them. That's pretty relevant to the interview I got with Bam. So maybe if you watch that interview, you'll get some perspective on what happens when you push someone into recovery rather than them going into it themselves. Hope that helps. Otto, we love you. Of course, Myron, and take my advice with a grain of salt however you want to, because addiction is different for everyone. There's different paths to recovery. But all that matters is that we're doing better every day. Taking it one day at a time and trying to use our story to help people. Oh, that's great advice, Brandon. I strongly suggest replacing an addiction with a heavy hobby that exhausts you. Whether that be skateboarding, running, exercising, the gym, something that makes you real tired so you gotta sleep when you're done with it. Because one of the biggest things in recovery early on is having trouble sleeping. Skate for sure. Brandon, give us some advice on staying away from kratom, because I've heard people say that that's an alternative. So that wasn't an option at one point for me, so. Yeah, I'm sure golf would be too. I actually grew up as a caddy, so being outside nature real early in the morning, taking your walks, don't take a cart, you better walk. Being in nature is pretty cool. I actually haven't had my clubs for the last 7 or 8 years, but yeah, absolutely. Stay away from alternatives that aren't positive. You know what I mean? If your alternative means getting up in the morning and working out rather than getting up and taking that shot, awesome. If your alternative to getting mad and going to the bar is going to the skate park, awesome. But if you replace one destructive behavior with another destructive behavior, it's never going to end up in a positive reaction in your life. I hope that made sense, because as I was saying it, it sounded like word soup. That's a great point, Philip. First 30 days are very difficult. Having something else dependent on you is a pretty good attention grabber, like a dog, things like that. I know I was going through a hard time when I got my dog, and having her around really cheered me up. Great hobbies. Skateboarding saves lives. That's what, in that interview with Bam Margera, he says skateboarding saved my life. Skate or die, skate. I'm going to load this up here, guys. This is just turned into a really, really cool conversation about sobriety, and I hope it helps some people. They're sitting in there for and we're just going to be fitting 2, and then unfortunately it's going to be pretty tight to get that upper mellow mold in there, so I'm going to have to wiggle it in there and then realign it myself. I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment. So that last mold, or that last press, had all the same molds on it. This one can have all wides, or we can do what we're doing today, where we can fit some wides on the bottom and then a mellow in the middle. This also has a youth press on the top. We're not going to be loading that up today, just the mellow. Slide that separator in there. Another board, and I apologize that I'm not getting to the chat. This is a bit of a time-sensitive part here that requires my attention. I'll try to get to you guys in a minute, and if there's something that I don't answer, feel free to double message it. It doesn't bother me at all. I'd rather answer your questions than it go missed the whole time. All right, now you're going to see me wiggle this guy in there. 1 second here, I just felt some, never mind. I felt some excess glue on the mold, but it came off pretty easily there. So we're going to slide this into there, and then I've got to work the lower youth mold in, realign, and then we'll raise up the press. I'll wiggle this guy in there. There he goes. Knock everything back into alignment that I just knocked out of alignment, and then we're good to go. Perfect. That was easy. It's nice when it doesn't get knocked too far out of alignment. Alrighty, and we'll just keep double checking that on its way up. Grab these sticks I previously used. Alright. Oh, Skate Family wants to know where everyone's from again. So if you guys want to sound off, feel for it. Thank you, Skate Family. I try to stay as positive as I can. There was a point in my life where I was not doing well. And the positivity of others is what kind of kept me alive. So sorry about that. I try to exude the things that save my life. Now, we are located in New Palestine, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. Sorry that the live is jumping around. So these are 2 20-ton jacks. When there's pneumatic presses, I have it down to the clicks between them on how much pressure is needed for it. But for these here, because they're not pneumatic presses, I'm just going to go until each jack can hold my body weight. Wow, we got a bunch of Canadians in here. Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate you. And don't forget, guys, if you like what you're watching, double tap that screen for me so YouTube knows. Like I said, just going until it can hold my body weight. And I'm going to be real honest with you, I don't know what that is. All right. Good to go there. So you can see the glue squeezing out the side there. That means there's enough. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, so my new shape is really, really fun for flip tricks and technical stuff. I didn't realize how much I was handicapping myself with my old shape. I'm actually working on kickflip back crook right now, which is something that used to be out of my wheelhouse. I'm pretty stoked on that. Look at me staying hydrated, guys. Let me smart. Bring water. What does the shape look like? That's a lot of variation there. So if you go to lifeskateboard.com, you can check out over 77 shapes. If you'd like to see some of the unreleased shapes, you can go to the Life Skateboards Instagram at lifeskateboard1010. We've got instructions for how to order those boards as well. There will be a release of my shape. As for sizes, we got all kinds of sizes. So what you see on the wall here are a bunch of finished boards from us. So we have everything from a 775 all the way up to a 14.6. Yeah, you heard that right. We get our wood from Marwood. So the next step here is I'm gluing up 4 standard boards for the standard press. This is all boards 9.5 and under. What you just watched me press was a mellow version of this standard shape. Standard size. After we're done gluing these guys up, throwing them in there, we're gonna hop in the other room and start shaping boards. That's where I'm gonna talk a lot less until I get to the orbital where I can answer your questions for you. Oh yeah, that sturgeon is really cool. Believe that is on a board, if I'm correct, or a curb nerd. We got a ton of shapes. At the moment, we will be able to roll any color onto the bottom of your board. You skate an 838, well, we can make that for you. Thank you, Peter. My boss hops in here every once in a while, so when he hops in, let him know. No, he knows. I'm very grateful to be able to do this as my job and to be able to share this with you because, I don't know, the more people that know about us and what we're doing, the more sales we have, the more work I have, the more bills I can pay. So, do you post skate clips? Yes, I do. If you go to my page, you'll see my recent clips. I think I just posted a fakie. All I did was like flat ground fakie frontside flip and tray flip up a bank this morning. Mainly because my whole session this morning was working on that kickflip crit grind. America. My dog is at home with my lady. Yeah, when it's I do have a doghouse out here at the shop for her, but she has a double coat and she overheats really easily, so I don't like to have her tied out there. Otherwise, I got a 35-foot tie out for her, so she's pretty entertained while she's out there. But she's at home with the lady right now. This summer, she has only been able to go outside for short periods of time without overheating, unfortunately. But we still keep her busy. My dog is a shepherd mix of some kind. It's a pretty fun story on how we found her, a little sad. But, so I volunteer with a nonprofit called Skate Park Respect. And I clean skate parks really early in the morning to kind of catch things before the city sees it. My local park is Lawrence Park. It's a park that I got revitalized. If you want to Google Lawrence Skate Park so you can see it, it's pretty rad. I got to the park at 6 in the morning one day, and there was a dog wandering the parking lot. There was a kennel left there that was way too small for her, rancid food, water she couldn't get to. It was pretty upsetting. And when I pulled up, she immediately hopped in my car with me, and I went to go find her a home, fell in love with her, and decided to keep her. Unfortunately, the landlord at the time breached contract and told us that we couldn't keep a dog. They even tried to take her to a shelter without, I don't really want to go into that part. But we ended up, we were not in the financial position to move, but we made a graphic here at Life Skateboards for her to do some pre-releases that got me extra work and made it so that I could move into a place where we could keep her. So now she's living a much better life. She definitely saved my life too. I was going through a really hard time and she got us out of there. But we named her Lori after the park that we found her at. She's great. I love her. The graphic that we did for her is done by Ben Blakely, and it's her sitting in front of the stairs at the skate park that we found her at. It's beautiful, and if you do want that graphic, if you order a board, just put "I want the Lori graphic" in the notes, and we'll do that for you. But it's a really pretty graphic. She's the best. What sucks, Mac, is that it was a family landlord situation. That's the worst part. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. Yeah, she's the best, isn't she? She's going through her terrible twos right now, but we love her anyway. Pretty much all of her training keeps reverting. But luckily, I've got great advice from Rip It Rampage's owner. If you don't know them, that's a skateboarding dog. But Isaac has given me a lot of great advice for like marker training, positive reinforcement, and whatever I can do to make sure she's got a good, happy life. All of our molds have double kicks, but we can do twin tails or twin noses upon request. Just ask us for it. If you want to go to lifeskateboard.com, you can check out all of our boards. You want to see a board with the dog on it? Give me 1 second here. Let me glue up 2 more boards and then I'll show you. This glue is time sensitive. And I'm going to be real honest, I have no clue when we started here. Ooh, I see a super on there. Oh, Oliver, thank you. So I've started writing notes on the inside of boards when people do that. So Oliver is rad, is going inside of somebody's skateboard. Thank you, Oliver. Love Doom. Oliver is rad. I'll even do a little tag on here for you. Just for you. Thank you, Oliver. Ooh. So Zen, no, we don't use anything besides all wood construction because we're just really damn good at it. I'm just going to start answering that question like that. If you haven't rode our boards, you should try them so that you can understand what an all wood construction board can feel like when it's made right. Yeah, thank you, Kenneth. Yeah, I mean, there's a give and take. Sometimes, I mean, those flight decks last forever. They get a dangerous razor tail on them, but they last forever. I personally don't like the flex of those boards, but skateboarding is personal. So it is what it is. Are my lives getting big enough to start getting spammed? Is that a good sign? Should I be proud of that? As I've said before, I need to get some thicker gloves. What's up, Katie? Thanks for tuning in. If you're unfamiliar with us, this is Life Skateboards, where we handcraft skateboards. There's 2 more to glue up. We'll raise the press, and then I'll show you guys that graphic with Lori on it. Got to open up another bottle of glue here to finish off. You want a deck? Well, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of your own. We got over 77 shapes listed on the website. popsicles and shapes. You can also go to the Life Skateboards Instagram for instructions on how to order some of the shapes that aren't on the website. That would be, we've got some monster boards, so like 13.6, 14.5, with instructions on how to order those as well. Just sold a couple of those to Makeshift Snow Skates, who's turned a couple of our boards into snow skates. Hey, hi there, KJ. So we've been making boards since 2012. I find it a little strange that people always hop on here and try to ask me about PPE while I'm actively working. So there is no fumes for Type Bond 2. While I shape, you will see me put a respirator on for the belt sander, edge router, drum, and Mac wheel. But when we get to the orbital, it's hooked up to a Festool vacuum. So I take the respirator off for that step so I can respond to you guys on there. Hope that makes sense. We do make longboards as well, Jake, but our main focus is skateboards. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, you're going to see over 77 shapes listed on the website. Ooh. And it looks like when we get in the other room, I'm definitely going to have to plug the phone in. It's getting a little low. Looks like you guys might be sitting in the same spot watching me shape, unless I can find an extension cord in time. Oh, no problem, KJ. I just wanted to make that statement. Thank you, Demonstro Trophy. I love trophies. That's an inside joke and some dipshit from a skate shop, or a bike shop, sorry. Oops, shouldn't have said that one out loud. I'm so sorry, Paranoid. This is Life Skateboards. If you want one of these decks, you're going to go to lifeskateboard.com, get one of your own. Oh, I'm so sorry, Torton. I did not mean to cause that miscommunication there. We do not make snow skates, but a company called Makeshift, M-E-K Shift, Snow Skates, has taken a couple of our boards and put skis on them, which is pretty cool. Hi there, D. Hi there, D's. We don't tend to do collabs and things like that often. When we do, so we apply all of our graphics with hand-carved Lino blocks so that we can recreate them. But I would not be the final say on that. You'd have to contact my boss through the Life Skateboards Instagram or the contact information on lifeskateboard.com. We're pretty set on the type of art that we have here. It's majority done by Ben Blakely, who hand carves our linoleum blocks for us. All right, Nuts. I didn't know what to call you. See, I would contact him, but I will say that we are pretty set on the type of art we have and all that stuff. Any money in surfboards? Hell yeah, there's a ton of money in surfboards. Surfboard repair is my guilty pleasure to watch. I don't consume a lot of media, but when I do enjoy watching that stuff. That's not something I do. It's not something we do here. I skate, so I make skateboards. I would, if I had somebody making surfboards, I would hope they surfed. You know what I mean? But yeah, those things are rad. I look like Felix from Stray Kids. I don't know if I should continue. I have no clue who you're talking about. I'm sorry. What shape am I skating? I'm currently skating my new signature shape that hasn't been released yet. I'm testing it, really liking it. It's got some nice curves to it. The nose is a knuckle nose, and the tail is like a rounded out fishtail rather than a fat fishtail. Hi there, KJ. So KJ, I love the Midwest here. I've noticed a lot of people, when they tend to try to gain success in skateboarding in the Midwest, tend to leave. I never want to do that. I want to start growing my scene here in Indiana. For example, we've got a local skate park that was kind of falling apart that we pushed to get it revitalized. It looks beautiful. It's covered in artwork now. And now that park has annual events that the city approves and lets us do. So always keep growing your scene. No, we don't do fractal wood burning here. We definitely focus on our end product quality and the strength and longevity of the board. So while that's super cool, it just would affect the integrity of the board. Hi there, Sam. So the reason we don't use a glue machine here, that already exists. So glue machines miss the crossbands right there because the rollers could catch them. And they also miss the faces because they get both sides of the veneer and you don't want glue on the outside of the skateboard. So we roll by hand here so that we can give you full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside your skateboard. That way we can guarantee against delam, and I think our product speaks for itself. If you don't want to take my word for it, you can look up Life Skateboards on Google, check our reviews. Our only negative one is somebody that said our concave is too deep, and I'll be real honest here. I took that review, I quoted it for an ad. So I spank myself. We don't have like a storefront shop. We just have this workshop here. When you order a board from us, you can select local pickup and come out here, check out the shop, see how we make things, and pick up your board that way. Or if you are local to Indianapolis and you know me personally, or you can just get a hold of me somehow, whether that be through Instagram or you know me, you can select local pickup and I'll likely end up just bringing it to you at a local park. Because that's a win-win. I get a session at a park, I get to meet a customer, and you get your board. And I'm sorry, we're located, but this shop here is located in New Palestine, Indiana. That's just 20 minutes east of 70. I'm 20 minutes down 70 from Indianapolis. Do we market merch? Do you mean for my page or for Life Skateboards? Because for Life Skateboards, we have, one second here. We have an option on the website where you can get apparel with any of the graphics that go on the boards. Because we use Lino blocks to apply our graphics, we can make you shirts, sweatshirts, whatever with those Lino blocks. So you can get a board with, let's say you wanted the Fife Life with the Punk Barney Fife on it. So you get a board with that graphic, and then you can get a shirt with the Life logo here and the Barney Fife on the back. I sure am, Francos. Hi there, Loto. I'm actually entirely sober, so that's a really dumb thing to get on somebody's page and ask them to do. No judgment on anyone that chooses to get sober any other way, but I chose this way. Hey man, you're about to work with dangerous equipment. Can you get high for me real quick? No, definitely not. Frank's clone, Franco's clone. If you're a clone of my buddy Frank, I love you. So I am about to hit 7 years from alcohol and then about 4 years from everything else. When I started here, I made the choice to change everything. My boss is 20-something years sober. He's got a little head start on me. But what's cool is I keep finding people on these lives that either need sobriety, need to talk about it, or are sober and share their experiences in the chat, and I love that. Do we commission boards? We do custom boards if you'd like, but there's tons of options to get things cheaper. Now, international shipping is a flat rate from us. So what I always suggest is order with some friends. We'll lose some money on shipping. You'll save some money on shipping. We'll sell multiple boards. It's a well-rounded out situation. All right, now we just gotta throw this centerpiece in here. Those need to be pushed over just a little bit. Every press's alignment is just a little different. All right. So what you're seeing me throw in between here, if you haven't been here while I explained it, we put plastic separators between the boards. That way, while they're in the press, they don't stick together, and some of it keeps the glue off the press a little bit. It still gets on there, as you can tell by the colorful icicles. The colorful glue sickles. Now I just need to make sure these are aligned properly. And it's time to raise them up, and then I can show you that graphic you guys wanted to see. Unfortunately, I don't have any lorry boards on the wall. You guys just made me realize that. Looks like I gotta get one up there. Alrighty. Now it's just time to raise this up here, and we'll move forward. Congratulations, Dustin. Ooh, 14 years, man. I am so sorry for your loss, Jen. It's sad. Very sad. The state of everything going on right now as far as drug use. Right, man, it became a huge thing right after I quit. And that's scary to me. That's what, like, a big push from me telling people to quit powder and everything else is like, you have no clue what's in there. So, hey, Lucky, you're just going to go ahead and get kicked from the channel, cool? Hide user from channel. We're here talking about sobriety, board making, all kinds of stuff. Thanks, thanks, bastard. I love it when you do cool things in the chat, dude, because I get to say, thanks, bastard. Oh, awesome, Kenneth. So what you're watching right now, unfortunately, you're not going to see me glue up any more boards today because this is the last one. Yeah, usually, Gavin. If you want to go to my page and check my skating, you can. But I currently have slip-ons on, and you guys have been watching me work. We do make longboards as well. All right. So, as I've explained before, we used to have pneumatic jacks, but we're hooking it up to... We haven't hooked up the compressor yet to the jacks, so I just go until it holds my body weight. And we're good. So yeah, you missed me gluing up boards by hand right here, unfortunately, but what you're gonna see is I'm gonna shape 10 boards in the other room here. So here's all the templates for all of our shapes. Here's our shaping room, and here's the stack of boards that I'm gonna be shaping today. Give me one moment here, guys. I am going to get this ready to go, and then we'll go live. I'm just not going to end the live. I'm just going to keep it going. This is going to be a very long one. I'm going to get this ready, get the glue cleaned up, get you guys on a charger, and we'll get going here. The company is called lifeskateboard.com. While I'm setting all this up, there's the website right there. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying it, make sure you double tap that screen for me, subscribe, and you can always buy supers. Unfortunately, now I'm not gluing boards right now, so I can't write the note in there, but if you want to support, you can do that. So I'll be finishing up here in just a moment, and we'll set up for a live. Get you guys all plugged in here while I'm doing this. We are located in New Palestine, Indiana. That's just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis, where I live. Of course, so there's the sign. While I'm setting this up, go check out the website if you'd like. I did just post a travel video with Bam Margera. So that happened. I posted that yesterday. About 10 minutes into that, there's an amazingly powerful interview about sobriety. So Bones, I'm just gonna let you know you can just buy a board, and you can pick it up here. But I'm the sole hourly employee here, so you're just asking to take my job. Be right back, guys. Gotta grab a couple things to get us started here. I'm back, but I'm just hanging up a sign in the other room. All right, and we are good to go here. So let me grab this. Grab this little thing here. Man, dude, you're making other accounts just to get on here and say weird things? That's super strange. Hide user from channel. It's the same person. I don't understand. You must have just a huge crush on me to be doing that. I'm sorry, my friend, but I am happily taken. What's up, Clyde? Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna get into shaping here. Not sure why this isn't charging. Hold on a second here, guys. My charger's not working, which is not good, because we are getting low. Oh, it would help if the plug was actually plugged in. You want to see how sensitive I am, Jim? There it is. That's how sensitive I am. No worries about double posts. I'm never going to be upset about that. I am going to be a little confused by people that like to troll chats where we're talking about sobriety, board making, and all kinds of stuff. All right, so the first step of board making is going to be right here as far as my side of this goes. When we cut out the shapes after the boards are cured, Sam puts the truck holes and then attaches one of these templates to the uncut. He then runs that template along this bearing right here, and this router bit cuts out the shape. And then this is what the edge looks like on that shape where it's not to a 90 with the concave. In order to round that off, it needs to be at a 90 to the concave, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't have a favorite skateboard brand. I have a favorite skateboard company. That would be Life Skateboards, the ones you're watching getting made. Thank you, Strength Mindset. That was actually, Luke looked at that afterwards and said it was oververt. I have no clue. If an FDR local can let me know if that was oververt or not, I'd appreciate it. There were only a few people there while we were there. But all right, I'm going to get started here. Well, I have the respirator on. It's hard for me to respond to you guys. I actually broke the strap on this, so it's a little hard to put on, but just give me a moment here. All right. And we're going to start shaping. I'm going to take a couple of these through. Let's go ahead and take 4 of these through the steps. And then when we get to the orbital, I'll take this off and I can respond to you. And there's the website when you can see it. Alright, so now you can see that edge is at a 90 to the concave, so it'll be easier to round out. Thank you, Mateo. I appreciate you. Don't be jealous, support. Thank you, I appreciate you. I am a boy. As far as I know. So those were popsicles. You guys are going to get to see my signature shape get shaped. Right here. This is the one I designed. Keep an eye out. There's going to be a release for these. Depends on how many you order, Ashley. Absolutely, Matt. You guys just about watched me hit the breaker on that. So I'm going to go ahead and explain this to you guys. So this is the third version of my shape from Life Skateboards. My first design was specifically to say popsicles aren't necessary. You can skate whatever you want. My first design had a bit of a weak spot in the middle, and it curved in really far right here. I just kind of widened it up, and then it ended up on the wide press instead of the standard press. I didn't like that, so I made this shape. So these money bumps here, great for flicking off of. These curves here feel great on grabs and hand varials. They also feel great for front foot impossible sweepers. Then I added more surface area to the nose so my crook grinds would be easier. I added a knuckle to the nose to give it some versatility as far as like, I haven't had varial heels since I broke my leg, and I'm able to land them on this one. And then I took my fishtail, stopped it where it starts to taper out, and traced a 9-inch football tail on it. And I've been having a lot of fun with this shape. It's really fun. Thank you. Oh, thank you, B-Dub. I appreciate you. I'm really sorry that Kokomo lost to one of the greatest parks that it's ever had. Hopefully something comes of that and everybody protects Foster, and it's a bummer. I don't know if you guys saw, but Pipeline, the first park with a full elbow, got demolished thanks to the city seeing it as an eyesore and not enough voices in park board meetings. Which, how would you know to do that? You know what I mean? It's just a bummer. The city looking to, I mean, the skateboarding community is a small chunk of the greater community. So yeah, if you want to, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one. Just keep an eye out for these. We are going to do a special release with these where I'm going to have a certain number of them already done with really cool graphics that I do myself, sign and number them, and then after that they'll just be available in general. So check out lifeskateboard.com and get them. This will be the new Casper signature. The first Casper signature, they're all still available. I just think this is the most functional. The other ones are really fun and cool to skate, but absolutely, Jeff Kendall, I agree with you. If you'd like examples of a community coming together and getting a park revamped and getting attention towards it, you can Google Lawrence Skate Park. If you're unfamiliar with my work, I'm sure B-Dub is aware of the things that I've done there. It definitely, something similar, I hope, would have saved Pipeline, but who knows? I don't know that park board, I don't know that city, I can't speak for them. So, but alright, we're going to move on to the edge router. I don't put on a respirator for this step. It just makes chips, not dust. So let me move you guys over again. We're just going to walk the charger, okay? Plug you in down there. Oh, close the charger on me. There we go. And we're charging. There we go. And there's the router. Yeah, so this shape here, I mean, it can be available. One of these is going to somebody from Pennsylvania that specifically already asked for it. The other one is getting ready for that release. We're just trying to stock up our wides here. I'm still waiting on an answer on what that number is going to be. Rounded off, but it's not clean, so we'll clean it up over here and on the Mac wheel. But I'm just going to go through these 4 before we move over, okay? these four is now rounded. We're going to take it over here to the drum, where the main goal is to clean up the edges, but it's also to remove any excess glue off the bottom. We don't want to remove any excess glue off the top because it's going to start to affect the rails. So there's an air bladder in this, so I've got to go grab the compressor real quick, turn it on, and air this up. I'll be right back. Sorry, Peter, I don't wear safety goggles. We're all right. Once again, so that last step just makes chips and it throws it out to the side. This step here, I will put a respirator on for, as well as the Mac wheel. And then when we get over to the orbital, that's hooked up to a Festool vacuum, so I don't. I've made mistakes with PPE before, so now I'm very, very consistent on what I do when I walk in here. Put my hair up because the Mac wheel tried to kill me one time. Not very fun. I don't wear gloves through this process because part of the quality control is running my hands along the board to feel any inconsistencies. But I'll be right back with a compressor hose and we'll get going again. I also grabbed myself a protein bar because I'm hungry. Old shorties, not new ones. What's up, bud? I am nice and hungry too. Going on a 2-hour live now. All right. Ready to shake. Wow, thank you so much, John. If you put that order in, can you please put in the notes that you found us through YouTube? That would be awesome. That's so cool. I can't wait to tell my boss that. All right, I'm gonna get the shaping here. You're gonna button this up because I don't like having loose bottom code. Thank you, man. right, guys, bear with me here for one moment. I'm going to check the number I can put on these signature shapes real quick, so please bear with me while the live pauses. I will be right back. Very sorry. Let me double check the grid on that for you. Very sorry. Let me double check the grid on that for you. I've got sleeves over here. I'm bad at remembering all these different numbers. I'm not the one that orders them. $80. $80 grid. So sorry I had to step away for a moment, guys. I was just trying to confirm the number of signature shapes we're going to have for that first release. I asked Sam to hop on here and give that answer to us here, so I don't have to keep leaving the live to answer questions. One day we'll get to the point where everybody knows that I can't respond to texts and calls while I'm on a live, nor do I see any notifications for it. So, and the reason I want to know that while I'm on a live is because I'm going to be signing and numbering one of these to start with. Yeah, you want 80 on this one here to take off quite a bit of edge material. This is pretty worn down though, so I'll admit that. But then we are going to finish with a 150. And remember when we started with that drum there, we were starting with, let me see it, I don't have anything out here that shows what we started with. But it had little chunks sticking out of it, still needed to be cleaned up quite a bit and take material off. Yeah, definitely fast with that one. Each step of this makes the process a little quicker. But once again, it's going to go higher grit as we go along. All right, throw this back on. I just got to hit these all on the Mac wheel real quick. It's a super quick process, and then we'll be over on the orbital to answer questions. What's up, Sam? Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, my live keeps this. So, Sam, every time I get a text or a call, the live freezes. Is why I wanted you to answer on here for me. But I'm about to hit these here, and then we're gonna run these through some more. I don't know why I turned that off. Got two more. And over to the orbital now. It's a grizzly, that's for sure. So Sam, the reason that I'm looking for a number on that is because I will be signing and numbering one of these on the live tonight, and I'm not trying to leave the live again. Awesome, Zeke. You missed me by a couple hours. Depends on how many you order, John. Really, it just depends on how many you order. I'm finishing shaping 10 today. What's up, Matthew? Give me 1 second here. I'm going to check. Oh, All right, so I'm gonna try as hard as I can to not leave the live again, because we lose about half the viewership every time. This last step here is the step before graphics are applied. Thank you, Zeke. We worked really hard on that part. Thank you. Ben Proud actually just did the repairs in the bowl there. An hour and 10 minutes. Well, Sam, I texted you the question and just told you to respond with a number for me so that you and I know what we're talking about. Silly. So I'll go ahead and say it for everybody. Basically, what I'm trying to do is have a specific number of released boards at the beginning of the release of my signature shape. I was kind of hoping to surprise everybody with this. But I'm waiting for an answer from the boss man, Sam, on how many I can do for that first release. What I'm going to do is do special graphics on it, big collages with backgrounds, and number them 1 through whatever it is. I've got the first and second one right here. One of them is actually already going out. Go ahead, Sam. I'm already telling everybody. So one of those is already going to come out, go out to someone. I just wanted to be able to number them. That first one, 1 out of whatever, 2 out of whatever. Just make them as they come here. But go ahead and ask that follow-up question, Sam. We'll let everybody watch because it don't matter really. Hi there, Devin. I know you weren't here while we explained that I have a full Festool vacuum attached to this orbital. This mask is on for all of those other steps, but thank you. We actually just sold our first boards to Japan. I thought that was pretty cool. Give me 1 second here. I'm checking my text messages again. Sam, let me go find that answer for you real quick. I texted you, but... Eight naturals, 4 in the press, and a ton of green and purple, Sam. Hi there, Erwin. I got my session in this morning. Thank you, Bailey. My favorite shape to make lately is mine. We've got a ton of green and purple, man. Sam, we've got a ton of green and purple right now, and I don't mind just using naturals for mine or rolling over or whatever I got to do to make it work. So if I could just, I guess, get an answer by the time I'm done with this stack and I'm doing these other graphics, I'd appreciate it. But thank you, Erwin. Yeah, there's one thing. Awesome. So there's the answer from Sam. It's all good, Sam. I'll explain how like my phone is affecting my lives after the live. I'll give you a call. But there's the answer from the boss man. So when we release these, there's going to be 10 total that get really cool graphics numbered 1 through 10 for the initial release, and then it'll be available for everybody. That's going to be this guy right here. So real soon, I'm going to have a conversation with Sam privately, not in front of all you guys, on how we're going to release that shape and how you're going to be able to get a hold of it, and then we'll keep it going. Thank you, Devin. What's a good way to get a form? Make one. Sorry, design and shape one. If you don't have time to do so, you do. You can design it and have it CNC cut. A form? Do you mean a mold? I guess is what you're asking. Well, Dustin, to be a part of the first 10. Let's see. Sam, if you're still in here, let's discuss this. I guess we're gonna have this conversation in front of everybody. I actually have not met Tony Hawk. I missed him. So during Active Addiction, he came, and my Active Addiction, he came to a local park, and about 30 minutes before he got there, I fell off the top of a wall ride, ate shit, got home, got drunk, and then saw that Tony Hawk was at the local skate park, and there was no way for me to get there. But all right, so basically, this is going to be what replaces the Casper signature on the website. I guess we could do the first 10 orders that order the Casper signature and then put in the notes that you want that one. We got to figure this out. NC John, put in the notes that you want those 3. Sam, if you're in here, I need you to be seeing what's going on right now so you can see what's happening. Hope you're here. But John, if you do Instagram, because what you can do is go on the Life website right now, order the Casper signature shape, which is currently not this one. It looks a little different, but then message me through Instagram and let me know that that's what you want. I'll connect that message with the order and we'll make sure it happens. No, buddy, we use maple because that's the best wood to be used for skateboards. All right. Yeah, thank you, John. Everybody just take a pause for one moment. I'm going to leave the live to give Sam a call because some things are changing right now. Yeah, this is awesome. Everybody give me a moment right here. I will be right back. Thank you for so much, John. Let me try to figure some things out. And we're back. Okay, John. So I just got off the phone with the boss man, everybody. Because of the interest you guys are expressing right away, we'll go ahead and make that available right now and get started on your orders if you place those. But remember that only the first 10 get that signed, numbered, and special graphic. So if you go on the Life Skateboards website right now or soon and you're one of the first 10 and order the Casper signature board, you'll get this new shape that we haven't released yet. It doesn't look like that on the website right now. It looks like my old shape. But if you order this one right here, the first 10 will get a signed and numbered version of the board with a very custom graphic on it. You'll get graphics like how I do. If you've seen my boards, I'd roll the bottoms, I double print things, and I tend to use my signature graphic combined with my dog. So if you put those orders in, we will make sure that those are the first 10 get that. If you are ordering and you want the original Casper, please message my boss so you don't get the new one. But I will say this one is much more functional. This is $99 on the website. High quality board. I'm learning tricks that I haven't had in years on it, and I'm really stoked on it. So yeah, thank you, John, for the interest, because that means we're doing a special release of 10 and releasing it a little bit early. I'm gonna have to check where we're at after this live so I can either put out a post saying that the 10 is done and you can just order whatever. And also remember, if you want a board signed by me, just put it in the notes, or signed by my boss. It's pretty. I'm nothing special, but it is kind of cool to have the person that made your board sign it. So thank you, John, so much. Looks like I think that's going to be the first 4 numbers 1 through 4 are already done. So awesome. That's great. I think they do lead to sales. I'm not really sure. I think this is an audience that isn't very familiar with us, so. I'm very confused. Sorry, guys. Oh, no need to ever be sorry, guys. No, we will only use maple and Great Lakes maple. George, I'm a little confused by your question. Figured maple. I may be ignorant right now. Oh yeah. So George, actually, what we get, sometimes it's quilted, sometimes it's got bird's eye. We got this one piece for a little bit that had like a scaly pattern on it. All of it has some really good flagging. That we don't order something specific. It just kind of comes in and I sort it, which is really cool. Yeah, bird's eye is one of my favorite patterns to happen. Thank you, Dog Father. And for those of you that just joined, we're going to do a special release of these first 10 orders of this by ordering my Casper signature that doesn't look like this on the website. Get signed and numbered boards from me. Thanks, Smokey. I got to check. I got to run my hands along it and make sure it's nice and smooth. Never say that, Ashley. Anybody can skate at any point in their life. Actually, one of the reasons I don't wear gloves for any of these steps is because if I run my hand along this, I can feel inconsistencies in the wood, and I know I need to step back. Oh, it's okay, though. So, Dogfather, this is not on the site, so this is just kind of a special thing that we're doing for my new signature thing. When you go on the website and you go to see the Casper signature shape, it's not going to look like this, but if you order the Casper signature, first 10 are going to get this with a very special graphic on it, and numbered 1 through 10 and then it'll just be available for everyone. We're going to assume from here on out that if you order the Casper shape, that's what you want. Hi, Roger. Oh, awesome, Dogfather. Thanks for tuning in, though. Yeah, like I said, it's if you order this here, it's $99 on the website. I'm going to do a rolled graphic on it and number 10 of them, 1 through 10. After those first 10 are sold, it's just going to start turning into, that's the available board. Have a great night, Roger. No need to be jealous. You can just support the dream and get a life. By the way, this is Mike's skateboards. That wasn't an insult. That was a suggestion to get a high quality board. Oh yeah, Bailey. This is the last step before graphics are applied. Of course, John. I hope those 10 aren't gone yet. If you want to, try another browser. Sometimes our website gets a little finicky. Wax on, wax off, you know it. I don't know. I don't think we're selling 10 overnight though, John. So let's figure it out. So, if you're talking about the signature shape, this special release is $99. As I said before, the first 10 are going to be signed and numbered with a special graphic on it. They're all going to be unique. But then if you want just a popsicle shape, it's going to be $70 for a basic popsicle, $79 for other shapes, and then the prices go up from there. So just check out our website, lifeskateboard.com. If you go to lifeskateboard.com and you order the Casper signature shape, it doesn't look like that right now, but that's what you're going to get. First 10 is going to end up that. Thank you, Bailey. That's a really general question, Jay. We have over 77 shapes on the website, so I'd encourage you to go to lifeskateboard.com and check out prices. Sorry, Jay, we've got shapes like the twin for $79, footballs for $79, but we've got so many other shapes that I can't really say old school is one thing or another. What's up, stay in your lane? Kinda, Jason. Thank you, Bailey. Appreciate it. guys do order a board, we use cream. Pipe on tube cream. If you order a board from the website and you found us here, please let us know. Hi there, Austin. I know that you're new to the channel and you don't understand the PPE that we use here, but this is hooked up to a Festool vacuum system. But what you'll see me do for the rest of this process is put my respirator on. I'm over here to be able to answer questions for you and things like that. That's why I take it all the way off for you here. While I'm on the edge router, it just makes chips, so I don't have to, but I tend to. While I'm on the belt sander, the drum, and the Mac wheel, I wear a respirator. But thank you for the concern. I'm sorry, Jay. The website is lifeskateboard.com. That's lifeskateboard.com. Hi there, Ghostface. It really depends on how many you order. At the moment, I'm doing 10 in here. We did 12 shaped in that room. Or I'm sorry, 12 pressed in that room, but I've got 10 to shape today. It all depends on how many you guys order for how many I gotta make. All right. There's one down. Give me a moment here, guys. I am gonna go grab myself a drink real quick. Very thirsty. But I got a gallon of water in the other room. So be right back. While I'm gone, I should have done this for you, Jay. There you go. Lifeskateboard.com. There's the website. Here is my signature shape. Remember, you're gonna be able to get one of those signed and numbered if you're one of the first 10 to order it. Oh boy. All right. Gallon of water. For some reason, my phone isn't charging very much. Hopefully it keeps going here for this live. And then every once in a while, I'll kind of go through how we're doing the special order on here. So sorry if I repeat myself for those of you that have been watching the whole time. But remember, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get one of these handcrafted decks of your own. If you want to support directly, you can buy supers. But if you enjoy what you're watching, make sure you double tap the screen for me. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I do not have a live schedule, so you just catch me when you catch me. It's okay, Jay. We're not going anywhere. I will will say that getting a board from us is making sure that you have a board for a really long time. Our boards last a lot longer than your standard boards, but there's no shame in waiting. Promise, we're not going anywhere. And even if you don't get in on that first 10 boards, that board will be available for everybody. It just won't be a part of that signed and numbered run. I can still sign boards, but after that, it will cost the collage cost to get the type of graphic that I'm going to put on there. Well, Ghostface, I wouldn't. So when you order boards from us, remember we're gonna make them for you when you order. So I wouldn't wait till you need one right away. Go if you'd like, you can go ahead and order one. You can be a part of this first run. I guess you weren't here when I explained this. This is my new signature shape. What we're gonna do is the first 10 orders on this, I'm gonna do special graphics that would normally cost the collage price. I'm gonna sign and number them 1 through 10. And if you go on the Life Skateboards website and order the Casper signature, it currently doesn't look like this on the website, but this is what you're going to get. First 10 orders, you're going to get that, and then from here on out, if you order a Casper signature on the website, we're going to assume you have this. We are going to be changing the website very soon and updating it, but good night from a brother in Brazil. Hey! From Sao Paulo? That's rad. I have a jersey from Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo. For sure, Ghostface. Back when I used to pay attention to that stuff, that was my favorite player. And I appreciate that you're trying to also speak some English. I know a little bit of Spanish, so I wouldn't be able to translate Portuguese, but I'm glad I'm able to understand some of what you're saying. Alright, now to clean up the edges, and we are good to go. Alright guys, so it's seeming like my, 1 second here, I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to give a little speech here, take a break on the live, and then be back to the graphics. Sound good? Alright, so it seems like my phone is not wanting to charge while I'm on the live here. It's kind of sitting really low on me and it's worrying me. So I'm going to go over a couple things, end the live, and then start another one right before we do graphics, okay? So we are about to release my new signature shape. If you go on the website right now, which is lifeskateboard.com, there's a signature section that has my signature shape in it. If you order that, this is what you're gonna get right here. This is my new design. I really like it. I took my fishtail, rounded it off with a popsicle tail, knuckled the nose and shortened it so it's got a shorter nose. And this comes off the standard shape press, so it's got a tighter concave. The first 10 of these orders will be signed and numbered with a special graphic that would normally be the upcharge for getting a collage on here. I'll probably be using a lot of my signature graphics combined with the Lori graphic. So if you go to lifeskateboard.com and you're one of the first 10 to order this signature shape, you're going to get one of these signed and numbered, and then after those first 10 sell, this will just be available. Anytime you can get your board maker to sign it. That's the cool thing about life. You can just put it in the notes if that's what you want us to do. But I am going to be doing some shaping some more of these. I'm going to pause the live or end the live for a little bit. Hey, there we go, John. Thank you. Woo! Sorry about that. John just ordered number 2, 3, and 4. I'm shaping number 1 right here. So, looks like we're going to be getting on those pretty quickly here. So, John, I'm going to take a break on the live here for a little bit, let my phone charge up while I'm shaping some stuff, and then come back while I'm doing some of the graphics. You're going to get to see one of your graphics get done, and then Sam will start cutting out some more shapes for me in the next couple days, and we'll get those going and get them out to you. Thank you so much. When I come back, I'm going to have these guys shaped. These guys shaped right here, and these are some monsters. And we're going to be doing the graphics on 2 of these and 3 of these. So stay tuned, come back, and in the meantime, if you go to my page, there is a video of a trip with Bam Margera where he talks about sobriety, a very powerful message. I'd say probably give me hour and a half, see where we're at that point, and I'm probably going to run out and grab myself some coffee or something to stay awake. This has been kind of a long day. But if you guys can hop back here, I'll appreciate it. Vero, if you want to scroll back and watch everything, you'll see all of that. See you in a bit, John. Thank you so much. I can't wait for you to try this. I'm already learning so many good tricks on this. I'm excited to see what you say about it. So thank you guys. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back in about an hour and a half or so. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you know when I'm back. Thank you guys. Sam, I'm going to call you in a second.